Hey everyone, my name is Lacey and welcome to my channel. So today I'm just going to show you guys some of the Penpal letters that I've been making. I am going to try to explain them as well as I can, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. So right here I am just making some envelopes. I explained how to do this in one of my other videos, so if you haven't seen that, I will put that in the iCards above. I decided to use these coloring book pages. I thought that it would make the Penpal letter a lot thinner, but to be honest it really didn't, because the coloring book pages were really thick. I eventually learned it would be a lot easier for me to do this with scrapbook paper, but it was really fun being able to make these. So here's what they look like when they were finished. I just did some different patterns and then I unfolded it a bit to be able to color it, and I really didn't want to color the entire thing because I thought that would be too much, but instead I decided to color certain ones that looked very similar in the same color patterns to make them look a bit cohesive. I always try to make things that my pen pals can either keep as a keepsake or reuse to give to their pen pal. So I think this would be fun to do it as I did and color it, or you could put a little sticky note on there and be like, color me, and then that gives them something fun to do as well. So for those of you who want to color along, I will put on some music, but for those who don't, you can skip to about 250 and then we will resume. So after I was done coloring the envelopes, I decided to combine it with washi tape. I use washi tape because not only is it colorful, but it's easy to bend. And here is my final envelope, but then I realized that I used the exact measurement of the envelope to create this, so it was actually too small to fit my final product. Here is the inside. I just wanted to show you kind of how I decorated it with stickers. It's very simple, and how I also just made a little name. It's like a simple way to decorate it without having to do something crazy, because you know I do think it is the letter that counts, but it's just fun to do a little extra. I put this little tag in there. It was actually a really thick cardboard. I had gotten it from Michael's on sale for less than $5 Canadian, and here is a little envelope I made. I had shown how to make these as well, so if you haven't seen that, it will be in the iCards also. And then I had just put a lot of random fun stickers in there for my pen pal. So I used washi tape to close the envelope, and then I just added a little sticker for fun in the front. So to fix my envelope, I just got a bigger envelope. I have multiple sizes, and then I carefully just took off what I could and put it on my new envelope. It wasn't perfect, but I do like the way it came out, and if I hadn't used tape, I could have just cut the whole front of the envelope off and then just glued it to the front of the other envelope, but luckily I had just used tape. When I do this, I normally just put a whole layer of tape on the front, but I hadn't done that yet, luckily, so I could just pick it up and move it. And that one is finished. So I started another one, and I got this little booklet out of cards. You might have seen this in one of my other videos. I also got it on sale at Michael's for less than $5 Canadian, and I chose this cute little cupcakes. I just thought it was so adorable. So this one is the one where I decided to try to use scrapbook paper because I want it to be thinner. The problem is putting a lot of things in the envelope makes it super bulky, and that's when I feel like I need to tape the envelope because I'm afraid it's going to break in the mail, because the thing is they're not very careful with it, and it's not the post office's fault. I don't blame them or anything. I know that it's like just gets thrown into like a box of envelopes with other people's mail, but it's my responsibility to protect my own envelopes, so that's why I do that. But also, having a really bulky letter, it costs a lot. So I try to reduce that as much as possible. So I tried this scrapbook paper, which it helped a lot and it was a lot thinner, but I just wanted to say that I know sometimes it gets overwhelming, like when you're first trying to start out doing pen pal letters or doing any kind of like crafty, artsy things, because you don't have all the stuff that other people have. And that's why it's one of my goals to just share things that are cheaper or things that are more affordable, because when I first started out, I was overwhelmed too, and I thought, well, how will I get all of the stuff that everybody else has? But the thing is, when I first started, I had just moved and everything, and I didn't have a lot of money either, but I just would draw on envelopes and draw on paper and make my own stationery. So there's always ways that you can be artsy or crafty without having a lot of money, and that's what I try to share with all of you. But the thing I can say is that if you do want to get into scrapbooking or pen paling or any kind of crafts, you can just build up slowly. Like, I didn't just buy all this stuff in one day. I wait until I can find sales. I wait until I can find things that are cheap. If you're in Canada, Dollarama, I mean, they're kind of on their A game, like crafting wise. They have a lot of things that I get stuff there all the time. And in the US, you can look at the Dollar Tree for cheap stickers. You can look at the Dollar General for scrapbook paper. I bought my scrapbook paper there. I bought scrapbook paper at Dollarama. You can get things that are cheap. When you see it, just get it and stock it up, and that's how you end up getting a good amount. So as you can see, I cut out pieces of scrapbook paper using the card as a stencil, and then I hot glued them inside. I just folded them in half like a little book, and then I hot glued them on the inside to make a tiny book. So here's how it looked with all the pages in it. I thought it was really cute. Unfortunately, I accidentally lost some of my footage, which was the footage of it being put together. I found out why I've been losing footage. It's just really a stupid mistake that I hope to not make again. So here's some little things that are in the pocket. I have a little tag, and there was a little fill in the blank that my pen pal had given me, so I filled it out and gave it back, and I thought that was a super cute idea. And on these pages, I just wrote, I either wrote on a piece of paper and taped it in, or I wrote on the back. And then I had an envelope of stickers, that's a sheet of labels, and these are just extra scrapbook paper that I sent. I always like to try to send things that I think my pen pal can use for their pen pal. So I think that's fun. And this is a little bookmark back. It says a place to remember, which is kind of a pun, because if you're using it as a bookmark, then it's a place to remember. So I thought that was cute. And I tried to bookmark it onto these, but it was too thick, so I wanted to test it out on a real book. So here's my Wreck This Journal, and I put it on the top and it stayed. So that was nice. And I hope that she likes it. The way I made those pockets was I just used scrapbook paper, and then I ripped it, and then I glued or taped it in. So here's an idea that I've seen quite a few times from different pen pals, but one of my pen pals just recently did this idea, so it inspired me to do my own. The idea is that you have one square in the middle, and then you have two squares, one square on top, one square on the bottom, and then one square on the left, one square on the right. Of course, the left and the right are going to be smaller than the top and the bottom, because the top and the bottom are going to be the size of one side of a card, and the sides are going to be the size of the two sides of the card, which are smaller. I hope that makes sense. So we have glued two cards together by overlapping half of the card and then half of the card. And here I'm just measuring out how the sides will be. So I put it on there, and then I marked it with a pencil to know where I should cut it. And then I just cut it down to size. I did keep both halves so I could use one half of it to glue into the middle. And then I did it with the other side as well. So here I am constructing the flip book, and I hope this helps make everything make a little bit more sense. So I had cut these cards down to size, and I was just gluing them onto the side. It's hard to tell, but the striped card is actually two already glued together. These actually were my last steps, so once you fold it, it looks like this. I'm just pushing in the edges to make sure I get a good crease. And here's what it looks like when you open it. So those are the two main flaps, those are the two side flaps and the inside. I got these cards in a whole set that were all in the same theme, which is kind of this space and holographic theme, so that's kind of how they all matched. I got them at Hobby Lobby in the US. I don't think they were that expensive, but as you could see from the last flip book that I made, you don't have to have something fancy. I feel like this is a little bit fancy, but you know, you could use scrapbook paper, construction paper, regular colored printing paper, just whatever you have on hand. So here I picked out some star scrapbook paper. Kind of wanted it to match the theme. I cut out a piece for the middle, and then I cut out a piece for the top, and then instead of cutting it, I just easily tore it, so that way it gave that kind of like vintage-y look. And then I think I used the other half for the other side, and I went ahead and taped my pieces on. I think this just would have been easier with stick glue. I don't know why I didn't do that. So now I'm making some little labels, I guess. They're not technically labels because they're not sticky, but I don't know what to call them. Titles, something. But I've done this a lot lately in my Penpal videos. I just did it once and I thought it was cute, so just been doing it again. I think that it adds a little something extra. So after that, I had already gathered some supplies that I wanted to incorporate in my flip book. So as you can see, I had already put some paper in there. I went ahead and attached my wannabe label, and I even drew like a little line coming out and around that little pocket. I just thought that was also just a little something extra to take up all the white space. And as you can see here, I am just getting some labels. I really wanted to put that label there, but it really didn't fit, so I was like, I'm just gonna put it in the pocket. But instead I went ahead and got some little sticky notes to stick to the flap. That's what my pen pal had done also, so I just thought it'd be fun, so I went ahead and got some of these little planner sticky notes and put them on there. So after that, I got out my sticker subscription. If you guys haven't seen my sticker subscription video, I'll put that in the iCards above. And this is a little bit old because that was before I organized all my stickers in that portfolio. But here I am just showing some of the stickers that I had incorporated. I try to go with that holographic feel and also kind of a night feel. And then I show the paper that I incorporated, plus my questions, and I filled out her questions as well. Also, you may have noticed that I had pinned a Canadian pin onto the flip book, and that's because my pen pal sent me a charm, so I thought it would be nice to send her something as well. So then I went to my sticky subscription for inspiration on what to do next, and since I had just gotten this sticker pack and it was the Bird Cafe theme, I decided to use it. I don't know why. I think just because I think cafes give you such kind of a hygge feeling, and since it's getting colder, it just seemed right, I guess. So I decided to use it for inspiration for this. So I was doing the blue and white stripes, just like a cafe. So the rest of this letter is just in my mixed media theme, and if you haven't seen my mixed media pen pal video, then I will put it in the iCards above. Otherwise, I am just going to let this play and I will talk to you guys at the end. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of my video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that it can give you inspiration if you're doing pen pal letters of your own. And if you liked my video, please like and subscribe. This helps me expand my channel, and let me know what you guys think. Put your ideas, comments, or suggestions below the video. And I hope to see you guys at the next video, so bye!